Good morning, beautiful. I hope that you are well rested, had an amazing weekend, or wherever you're catching this in time. If you're in the Northeast or over a grand portion of North America, hope that you're doing well in the storm. I hope that you're staying safe. Or, even though that's kind of going on now, I really have no idea what's going on in any other part of the world. So, hey, let me backtrack on that beast. Wherever you are, I hope that you are warm, safe, and well taken care of, and you had some delicious food and drink today. Spend it with somebody who matters, who you love on some degree. This is your daily insight on life and love for February 1st, 2021, also being timeless. So I hope that this finds you well. I really do. This is general collective. Don't force it to fit. You can always let it fall away. You can always ask about booking a session. I do have the coronavirus 2021 sale. It's just all of my stuff on the coronavirus sale. So ask what might be right for you. Email address is below. So, ride or wait. Change is upon us. When'd you know it? Isn't that like the most trite thing to say? Well, change is upon us. Yeah, that's called time. No, but look at what we're looking at here. I do feel like what you're experiencing now, high intention, and also not the most welcome thing on the planet. I think that you're very defensive and probably there's a feeling of wanting to grasp onto everything and hold it close, which I can understand. What you're experiencing now, this agitation, overwhelm, what have you, is a massive karmic lesson. This is going to fill your cup up, and it's also going to be something that is slow and simmering. But if you step back and look at this, everything is going to do a flop, just on its head, which I think is actually really good. So this might be changing in groups that you would normally hang out with. Maybe your wants, needs, and desires are changing. Maybe you're starting to actualize the changes of your life. Maybe this is a lot of, God, in the mini reads even, they were talking about a lot of masculine healing issues. Now it says father healing, and it also said bring up the past and healing. Not everybody has a father. Not everybody has, a parent in their life that they would consider to be the father figure. So I'm going to break that down and say, who is the more authoritative caregiver in your life? This is something that has been a major anchor and part of your life, and it's coming up to be healed now. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever it is, needs to be taken care of. And I don't want you to marginalize it, because it matters, and so do you. So look, this upheaval I want to get clarification on, because I feel like, yeah, things are going to be really flipped. However, I feel like it's the most emotional thing on the planet. So let's look. I'm definitely going to read from here, and definitely check the timestamp. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I hope that you're enjoying the show. It's sometimes entertaining. And if the reading doesn't resonate, don't even sweat it. You can just stay and enjoy the show, or you can let it fall away. But whatever the case is, I'm here for you, and I'm just glad that you showed up. So thank you. All right, look. Yeah, I see a lot of tearful nights crying into your hands. Maybe it was the silent sobs. Maybe nobody knows about all those late nights that you spent with your head in your hands. This is something that's coming up. It is cathartic. It is a huge release. And I also think that it's not quite done yet. But look, all the swords are being pulled out of your back. Every single one. Count them. This is the end of whatever it was. It stops now. So let's see. Am I a bad shuffler? A lot of wand energy. So this is a lot of mental work here. Okay. So we have these. And we have these. So these are our hair. Shush. I do feel like this is because you are ready for the next step. So this what's coming up is completely out of your hands. This was the leftover work. You know, all that crazy, amazing, and just all over the place work that you have been doing, whether it was the positive changes that you have made for your life that you have stuck to, whether it's that, maybe it's moving on from somebody. But what I'm seeing right here is taking a look at whatever this leftover stuff is from the masculine side and really unpacking it, taking your time to go through it and seeing how you have been actually really dependent upon this as an anchor in your life. So this is going to be something where it's going to, I want you to be kind to yourself because you will feel mentally strained at times. And I don't want you to think that it's something that is going to be the new forever for you. It's ripping off a Band-Aid. It really is. So a lot of change and a lot of healing having to happen from this, because I think that you had to do a correction of the wound. Like it didn't set right. It wasn't properly taken care of. And there's a lot of talk that needs to happen for you now in order for you to even be properly set so you can start to actually be fully and rightfully healed in this. I don't see this as you holding back. I see it as you almost being freshly wounded in this one, but feeling the wound freshly, but having it realigned so it can actually not be something that festers down the road. Does this make sense? So this is somebody who's massively important to your life, no matter how you try and swing it. And I'm not saying one way or another their actions were good or bad, because your individual storyline is always unique. And that's something that's important to sit there and unpack as an individual. So, my dear, yeah, this has been a major control factor in your life. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and we have the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords, and the Devil, all in reverse. Wait, is any of this upright? Yeah, one. The Eight of Swords is upright. So, abundance. Great. Let's see. There's nothing holding you back, which I think is a massive discovery for you. And that's really, I think, the flyer and letting go of this devil. You're finally letting the devil rest on this. That's beautiful. And also I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, looking at this as closure from emotional instability in your life, emotional misuse of authority. So it feels manipulative, it feels fear-based, and it also feels like this has been something that has held you back in a lot of situations in your life. So then we have the Four of, hold on. God, do you ever just want to like layer up and be like a big puffy pink cloud? Me neither. Okay, so we were talking about the Four of Pentacles and how this has caused you to hold back from so many things in life and actually has been a detrimental part of your relationships, yet you greatly depended on it. Because why? It was familiar. It was your normal. It may not have been normal, but it was what you knew to be normal. When you've been immersed in something for so long, it's your way of life. And until you discover that you want and need and deserve something otherwise, you'll probably keep making those same dead-end cycles. But you discovered that early on and you broke away from it. You did the work, most importantly, and look at, here you are. You got rid of the devil off your back. And now it's time to reset those wounds and heal. It's a very surgical procedure. I don't know if you know. All right, so what can you expect? What can you expect? Ooh. Oh, I don't think that they're actively coming in to apologize. I think that this is something that is more spiritually coming back. I think that that's probably the best for you. It would be wonderful for you to get the validation that you need. However, for some reason that's not working out in the physical right now. But the spiritual aspect of this, it's those realizations, those aha. It might even be working it out in your dreams. This could involve loved ones from the other side. It could involve astral travel on your part, which is always fun, isn't it? And it could also be, we got astral travel, loved ones from the other side. What else? I know there's others. Why am I drawing a blank? This is your fault. Okay, I gotta think about this. How else can it come back? Maybe it's just in repressed memories that you work out in your head, that you stay up late at night, or even when you're sitting there having your coffee. For God's sakes. It could be as simple as when you're walking a dog and you have an aha moment. Something just clicks into place and suddenly it's like, yeah. You, my dear, are at a full-blown new beginning. This is magnificent. And I think that this is a great way to enter in this new beginning with you. So I'm enjoying this. I think that'll be a wonderful cry for you to have, whatever it looks like. Maybe you won't cry. Hey, don't call me out on that, because not everybody feels like crying. But I feel like this is going to be a massive, beautiful sense of release for you. All right. So let's take into the mini reads with this one. This is why I was feeling so many, you can say daddy issues, whatever it is. It's just not everybody has a dad. So I want to take that away. Who the more authoritative caregiver was. Whatever issue involving them in your life is what's coming up right now. This is a very pivotal person. You might have been seeing their name or even specific date numbers pop up, and I actually said that in the mini read too. This is where you have to make a decision on what you're going to do with what's coming up, because you can't very well stuff it away. It's going to keep coming up. Are you going to play this, whack-a-mole with your repressed memories? No, you kind of can't live that way. So what are you going to do with this insight that's coming up? Alchemy, you have every single tool inside of you to handle this now. Either that or you have all the resources to handle it, i.e. going to support groups, counseling, talking to a friend, talking to family. You have the resources at hand in order to handle this right for you. So set your sights higher. This is because you have gone higher. Now we're just doing cleanup work, which is why you are here. So look, this is what we're looking at. It's definitely from the past. Ariel was 16, all right? She wasn't a child. No, she was a teenager. I would have grounded her too. That's just me. All right, so I really am loving the mini reads with tonight's readings, so hang on a sec. Self-employment, heavenly signs, memories, forgiveness, sentimental feelings, and adult children. This is you being the adult that you are and still feeling like a child with this situation. And you have been getting heavenly signs for it. The self-employment is you doing a new version of yourself with the memories and the forgiveness and the feelings that are attached to it, because something about it was very deeply woven in you emotionally. So the memories that are coming up, why are they so deeply connected to you? What time did that start with you? So the self-employment, the heavenly signs, I really want to see this as sentimental feelings and forgiveness. How can you keep everything with you, let it go, move on, and not retain this with the same gravity that you had before? Keep it in the back of your book, I would suppose. The forgiveness is obviously not actual saying anything is okay. It's about putting yourself in a place where you can reflect back on this and not be so hurt every time that you look at it. This can involve you know what, it's processing. You have to get to a point of processing this enough to where you don't go back to that mindset every time. You're not going to be that 3-year-old, that 12-year-old even, or that teenager who needed somebody. I think this is a point of you retrieving that sense of self. And to retrieve that sense of self, like the adult child says, you have to kind of go back to that phase, pull yourself out of it. It's really interesting because when you look at it that way, it really is about you finding your wholeness. But I think in you finding your wholeness and realigning these core wounds, I think that it's lining up the scars, and doing that healing. So it's polishing off your wholeness. Ooh, that is beautiful. I like that. Polishing off your wholeness. What is this? This is great. All right, so what archetype are you working with, you beautiful person? Okay, I want this card too. So, okay, we have the hero, the heroine, and the prostitute upright. I'm going to read those together, and then I'll read the shadow attributes of the seeker, the mystic, and the priest. So this is passion for a journey and personal empowerment. That is you right now and in this moment. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. You've been dragged through the mud, the dirt so many times that nobody gets to tell you who you are anymore. They can't tell you what you can do. You know what your rights are, and you know how empowered you are. And if they are still active in your life and trying to keep you small and underneath their control, then you stand right the hell up right now. This is your life. You are not going to compromise any bit of your strength. You have come too far, and I think that you know that. So, my dearest, what are we doing with this? So, how can you go from surviving to thriving? Let's look at the shadow attributes. Violates the trust of your spirit community, seduced by your own spiritual role, inability to commit to a path once found, delusional rapport with spirit. So this is for you to understand your, it feels like your imposter syndrome with this one. You're not crazy for what you've experienced. Nobody gets to tell you that you are. This has not put you in a place to be crazy. It's put you in a place where, yes, you have a divine connection that you acknowledge, that the more you acknowledge, it opens up, and that you have constantly changed throughout your entire life. Well, yeah, you have evolved, but you are committed on this path. Nobody gets to undermine you with this one. So this is something that you have dealt a lot with in the past, the undermining, calling you crazy, saying that you can't commit to any sort of path, you're all over the place, and that you just want people to see you on a stage. That is a big part of it, but you have to be okay with being seen. It is okay to want people to acknowledge the good work that you have done. That is not the reason why you do what you do. It is part of what you do. And that's something that they don't get to berate you for. It's not something that you need to be ashamed of. So that's the strings that they're going to try and pull in this as you go through the healing, or at least that's what part of the shadow attribute of this as you heal is going to be. But keep things in reality and in check. They are not the final voice. This is you. This is yours, and you have to own that. And please don't let anybody ever tell you who or what you are. You have come too far. You have been with this body for your entire life. So, any final words of wisdom, Spirit? Let's go. Worthiness. This has been a major issue with you in your entire life. You are worthy. You do deserve the best. You have worked for the best. The thing is, your best and what you want is different than anyone else's, so do not ever compare them. You're worthy of the best, and it is coming. And I hope that you have an amazing February 1st, or wherever you're watching this in time. I do hope that this finds you well. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey there, lovely. It looks like some sort of closure is coming in from a masculine figure in your life. This doesn't have to be man or woman. It could really be either or. It's just a matter of somebody really masculine, authoritative, commanding in your life is coming up from the past. This person has provided emotional instability, which has made you hold back in so many relationships. There's a lot of dependence or dependency issues actually in this connection. I think that this was somebody who was majorly important. Like, it could be a paternal figure. So this, I see the dependence. I see you holding back so much in your life because of this person or what that was involved in this situation. However, I also see yourself being freed from it. So there's probably a lot of healing coming up right now to happen. You've been probably having a lot of agitations recently, but there's a reason for it, and now it's the time to release it. Hope this finds you well. Stay safe, have fun. There's a loved one who that ding might be validation. Sorry about that. If you're catching this, then this might be for you from a loved one who's crossed over. This is about forgiveness towards them for some sort of infraction that they have had in your life. That's something that you really hang on to, cling on to. It actually may be how they were developing in your life. This could be also how they crossed over. But also, I see that you are very much a grown-up in this situation who still very much feels like a child and inhibited by this person's actions. So this is coming up looking for forgiveness so you can move on in your life. It's crazy that this is coming from the other side, but also I see that you genuinely do have love for this person, but there's still a lot of trauma involved in this situation. So whatever it is, it's going to be something that's emotionally difficult to let go of, but I do see that you're going to have a guiding hand in doing it. I hope that this finds you well. Stay safe. Have fun. Bye, love. Have you been seeing a certain name recently? Like somebody who's been a really pivotal part of your life? I'm looking at synchronicity, so that's why I'm getting names or maybe even really specific date numbers. But this is coming in for healing for somebody who was a massive authority in your life, who may have been a real control factor and at some times was a protector. This should have been a protector at all times, but I feel like more authoritative and commanding is the right suit of this one. So now it's time to make a decision. You have all of this ability inside of you to handle this situation, which is probably why you are feeling the way that you do. Like me, tripping on my words. So this is saying you are moving up higher, and how you handle the situation will dictate the speed of which it happens. So please be gentle and kind with yourself. This is going to be an emotionally releasing time. I love.